He guessed right as Jackson throws, and it's caught for the touchdown. Mahomes in trouble, flings it across his body, and it's caught by Hill. Hill has it. He came back for it, and he's out of bounds at the 12. What a spot for Griffin to come into as he heaves it down the field, and it's incomplete, and the Chiefs have won it.
Kansas City. It's time for a rematch. Last season, the Ravens had that game won up 24-17, but Patrick Mahomes, he had a miraculous pass to Tyreek Hill that saved the game and ultimately won the game for the Chiefs in overtime. That was a fun game. It was an exciting game, but the Ravens should have won that game. This season, we're coming back to your house to get what was ours. We deserve that win, and we're getting it this week. But yeah, it's going to be a fun game. Got the Ravens heading up to Kansas City, rematch of last season. Against Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. It's going to be fun. So let's get into it. Ravens. Offensively, we know what we got to do. You're going up against Kansas City. They're a high-flying offense. We're trying to make a high-flying offense here, or at least some revolutionary offense, however it's going to work for us. But the key to this game is, first, we need great communication. Kansas City's crowd is loud. And we got to be able to, Lamar is going to have to work through the crowd. He's going to have to get the play calling to his offense because it's going to be loud in Kansas City. Communication is going to be tough, but Lamar is going to have to manage that. That's the first thing. And I hope they work on that. Like communication this week, I hope they work on that during practice because it is going to be tough to hear in Kansas City. So they got to work on that this week. That's the first thing. Second thing, the offense has to put up points. Field goals are not going to cut it in this game. Especially with the way our secondary is playing right now with the injuries, field goals are not going to cut it in this game. We need touchdowns. We need 6 points. We need to go out there and score. We got to get in the end zone multiple times in Kansas City on Sunday. So Lamar, you and the offense got to get it done. He's got the weapons, you know. Mark Andrews has just been his favorite target, and he's been absolutely amazing. Both games, over 100 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. Marquise Brown, great in the first game, great in this, not in terms of scoring touchdowns, but still so productive and great, and he caught that 41-yard pass for the game to seal the game against the Cardinals. Absolutely beautiful. Perfect throw by Lamar and beautiful catch by Marquise Brown. We're going to need to see plays like that against Kansas City. Marquise Brown's going to need to be big. Mark Andrews is going to need to be big. I'm going to need to see more from these receivers. I want to see Miles Boykins get a few catches. I got to see Snead get involved. We got to see more from our receivers. The running game is also going to have to be there. So Mark Ingram is going to have to keep doing what he's doing. I want to see them alternate between Ingram, Gus, and Justice Hill. All three of these guys got to get involved in the rush game. And of course, Lamar himself. We don't know how many carries he's going to get. Lamar is good. This season, Lamar, when it comes to his running, he's going to take what the defense gives him. If he doesn't see anything while he's in the pocket, he will take off and get out of bounds, making a smart decision. I expect to see some of that in Kansas City on Sunday. But for the most part, I know he's going to be in the pocket and he's going to be slinging that ball down the field. So we got to put up points. We got to be effective running the ball. And overall, we've got to be able to communicate well. Because with that crowd, it is going to be tough. Communication is going to be key. That's not just for the offense, but for the defense. Because last week, against the Cardinals, communication was tough for the defense. I don't know what happened. They were miscommunicating on a lot of plays, which led to blown coverages. At no point in the game against the Cardinals should Larry Fitzgerald have been that wide open and get that many yards. That was a miscommunication. They got to work on that this week in practice. You got to assign one person to do it. One person, because we know on Wink Martindale's defense, one person usually wears the headsets and they're getting the plays out to everyone else. Now, you got to figure out who's going to be that guy, who's going to do it, and get everyone set. Because it's got to be that one person. You got to work on it with him, and he's got to work on it with the defense. Because in Kansas City, defense needs to be on top. We are going up against Patrick Mahomes. And he just got done finishing throwing 4 touchdowns against the Raiders in the 1 quarter. So we got to be on it. He's got weapons. Even though Tyreek Hill's not there, he's still got Kelsey. He's still got Sammy Watkins. Damian in the backfield. He has weapons around him. And I'm telling you, he's going to be slinging that ball in our secondary. So we got to be prepared. With the injuries there, those guys are going to have to step up. We know Marlon Humphrey's going to do his thing, but Averett's going to have to step up. Cyrus Jones is going to have to step up. Our safeties, Earl Thomas and Tony Jefferson, they're going to have to do their job. Secondary is going to have to step up and stop this air attack. And our linebackers, Judon, you got to get to him. Peanuts got to get to him. We've got to get to Mahomes. We got to put pressure on Mahomes. That's what we did last season when we went up against him. We put pressure, we forced him, and he ended up making a mistake. We got to pick out of it. We've got to put pressure. We've got to blitz this guy and force him to make mistakes. Because Patrick Mahomes is willing to take the risk, because for the most part, he can get the ball down the field and he will make great throws. But you've got to put pressure on him, and you've got to force him to make mistakes. So the defense, it's all going to start with communication. You've got to be able to communicate the plays to each other well. The person who's wearing the headset, he's got to be able to communicate the plays to the rest of the defense. And with that loud crowd, he's going to have to do it efficiently. So that's what I want to see both the offense and defenses. I hope they're going to practice that this week. Communication, because that's going to be tough to deal with in Kansas City. That's the number one thing they got to focus on. Second thing he's going to focus on is execution, which we talked about. Offense has got to score. There was a lot of points that they left on the board against the Cardinals. In fact, the one field goal that happened after Lamar had that 19-yard run on 3rd and 20, and we were lining up for 4th and inches, ended up getting the delay game. Lamar said that was his fault. He has to get the team set faster because you can't allow that. We can't have that happen in Kansas City, because that's a potential 1st and goal right there, which could give us 7 points. We've got to execute better. We got to get set better, and we've got to perform and execute and just put up points on offense. Defense is going to have to execute better, make better tackles, be able to communicate with each other. You cannot give up big plays. Kelsey is fast. Sammy Watkins is fast. These receivers are fast, and Patrick Mahomes can get the ball to them. Communication, I cannot stress enough, because this is the most important part. Communication is key. They have to be on point. This is Kansas City. I understand their defense isn't as great. They're probably one of the top 10, top 5 worst defenses. Mostly top 10. I don't think they're top 5 worst defense. Top 10. They're okay. But you're dealing with Patrick Mahomes, who can go off and put up 30 if the team needs it. If they need to win, he can drop 40 if he needs to. So, teams got to be on point. Communication and execution is going to be key. We know what we're going to get from Tucker and the special teams. Tucker, Sam, because we know what they're all going to give us. They're going to be on point. They're going to do their job. But offense, they need to communicate well, and they need to execute. Defense, they've got to communicate on these coverages, and they've got to execute well, especially in the secondary. So it's going to be a tough game. We know Patrick Mahomes, what he brings to the table. We saw it firsthand last season, as I said previously, early in this video, the 4th and 9 pass to Tyreek Hill. Although Tyreek Hill's not in this game, he's still got weapons all around. Don't think Patrick Mahomes doesn't have weapons and he can't sling the ball down the field to these guys. We got to be prepared. This is going to be a tough matchup. This is going to be a first test for this offense. Actually, this is going to be a first test for the team as a whole, because this is the first great team you're going up against. A lot of people so far in the AFC, they believe it's coming down to the Patriots and the Chiefs. The Ravens are that one team that could potentially be that third team because of how they're set up and the way this offense can run. But they got to go out there and prove it by beating the team like the Chiefs. If they can go into Kansas City and come out with the win, I believe they become that third team in the AFC that can compete for a Super Bowl. As they continue to grow and gain that chemistry and get better throughout the season, they could become that third team if they can prove it next week against the Chiefs. It's going to be a tough game, but, I believe the Ravens can come out with the win. So how I see the game going, I'm going to go out and say the Ravens are going to edge this out. It's going to be a high-scoring game. It's going to be a tough game. I see it. It's going to be a little similar to the way it was last time. Last time, I'm a bit sore about that, because last season when I predicted this game, I said the final score was going to be 27-24, and the Ravens were going to win it on the last-second field goal. The score ended up happening. It just so happens that the Kansas City Chiefs ended up getting 27, and the Ravens ended up getting 24, and that hurt me dearly, because I was like, at least I got the point spread right. I got the score right. I was perfect on that, but my team took the L. I still think it could be a field goal game. I think I'm going to predict the Ravens to win this game. It may go into overtime, but I believe they're going to win this game 34-31. It's going to be a close game. Lamar Jackson probably going to throw about 3 touchdowns. I believe either Gus or Justice is going to get their first touchdown run. Ingram's going to run about 100 yards on the ground in that game. He's going to take most of the carries. And I believe Tucker is going to kick a couple field goals, especially the field goal that's going to get us the win. As for the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, I think Patrick Mahomes is throwing 4 touchdowns on our defense. I think he's going to put up 4 touchdowns, and they're going to get a field goal, and the game's going to be tied late, but we're going to be able to march down the field, put up that 3 points, and seal the win. It's not going to be an easy game. This is going to be a very tough, contested game. Patrick Mahomes is going to be slinging the ball all day. So Lamar's got to be slinging the ball all day. He doesn't have to be, just take what the defense gives you, Lamar. Do you? If you want to take off and run because there's no one open downfield, take off, get the extra yards. You can use your arm and use your legs. So no matter what Lamar does, I have faith and confidence he can get the job done. So it's not going to be easy, but we're going to have to go into Kansas City and try and pull out this win. If the Ravens can win this, I think they're going to prove to a lot of teams that they could be that third team in the AFC that can compete for a Super Bowl. Now, of course, I mean, you also got to deal with the Patriots that season. Week 9, we face the Patriots. So if they can beat the Patriots, I don't think at that point everyone's like, okay, they can definitely compete with them. We're not afraid of the Patriots, so I believe we can be able to pull that off. But especially since they're coming, I believe they're coming to Baltimore for that Week 9 game. So we'll see, but that's way too ahead. We're focused right now on Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes. So we've got to get the job done. Final score, 34-31. Lamar Jackson, 3 touchdowns. A rushing touchdown from either Gus or Justice. Ingram with 100 yards rushing. Defense is going to try to do what they can do, but Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes. 4 touchdown passes for him, but the defense is going to make a crucial stop, give the ball to our offense late with the game tied. And Lamar and the offense are going to march down the field. Justin Tucker's going to kick a field goal. We're going to walk out of Kansas City 34-31. Hopefully that does happen. And I swear, if the score ends up the same and the Ravens lose, I might have to rage on this video, on that post-game video. Because that will hurt me. 2 times I'm right about the score, but it just happens Kansas City ends up with the winning score. That would hurt. Anyway, I can't wait for that. It's going to be a fun Sunday. This is going to be, in my opinion, this is the game of the week. Obviously, not because of my tape. Like, game of the week for me. So, I can't wait for it. That's all I got. And go Ravens. Kansas City, we'll see you Sunday.